Today we're going to be looking at correct the sentence, which is one of the easier verbal reasoning question types. Some of this material has been taken from my verbal reasoning books, which you can find linked in the video description, alongside a free PDF with 20 free questions which you can try after watching this video. In correct the sentence questions, 2 of the words have been swapped around, and it's your job to find out which ones they are. So the sentence will have a mistake. Some of the words will be in the wrong order. You need to find the mistake. It could be a grammar mistake, or it could be that the sentence just doesn't make sense. I think the easiest way to go through these questions is just to go through some examples. So let's look at this first one. What is your mum's food favourite? Now, you should be able to tell that the grammar is incorrect in this sentence. And if you look at the next line, we can see that food and favourite are the words which are in the wrong order. So they're highlighted in bold for you. On this third line, you can see the full sentence after the words have been swapped back to the correct order. What is your mum's favourite food? And now this sentence makes sense. So let's go on to some examples that we've created for this video. The first one we have is she bakes cookies often school events. Now, it might be a bit tricky to find out which 2 are swapped around in this question, but if you look at the context, you're not going to be for baking, and you can kind of see that often school events doesn't really make grammatical sense. So she's probably going to be baking for the school. So I'm going to say that for should go with school, which means that it swaps with often. And if we were to read that with this sentence in the correct order, she often bakes cookies for school events. Now that makes sense. Let's move on to example 2. My sister piano practices every single day. Now, can you tell what's wrong with that sentence? So again, this question has a grammatical error. Sister is the noun. Practices is the verb. So she's going to be the person practicing the piano. So we're going to say that piano and practices are the wrong way around. And if you were to read that through, my sister practices piano every single day. Now, these questions won't always be just grammatical errors. Sometimes you've got to use your common sense and your knowledge to look at logical issues that might occur. So in question 3, we can see the windowsill lazily lounges on the cat. So logically, we know that doesn't make sense. A windowsill can't lounge on a cat. Now, they are the only 2 nouns in this sentence. So I would assume that the cat's going to be on the windowsill. So let's see if that works. The cat lazily lounges on the windowsill. That makes sense. Let's look at a couple more obscure examples. Question 4. This is actually a maths question, which you should be able to tell doesn't really make sense. 4 minus 20 equals 16. Now, can we tell what's wrong with that? 4 minus 20 is not 16. So we're going to assume that 2 of the numbers are going to be swapped over. 16 minus 20 doesn't equal 4. So we're going to say 4 and 20 should be swapped over, because 20 minus 4 does equal 16. We have another logic one on number 5. The squirrel chased the dog. So that one should be fairly obvious, that dogs usually chase squirrels. Squirrels don't normally chase dogs. So we're going to swap around the 2 nouns in that sentence. The verb can stay where it is. The dog chased the squirrel. That makes more sense. Our final example is also a logic-based example. The ball ran over the car. Now, a ball can go over the car, it can roll over the car or fly over it, but it can't run over the car. Usually we say a car runs over something, if it does. So, again, the 2 nouns are going to get swapped over, and we're going to say the car ran over the ball. So those were just a few examples of correct the sentence question types. Now remember, you could get something completely different. It's all about looking at the context around the words and seeing what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. I hope you found that useful. Don't forget you can download 20 free questions using the link in the description, and you can also visit the website to download the Verbal Reasoning Book 1 and Book 2, along with some other stuff. To watch some other videos, click somewhere over here, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps our channel. We'll see you next time.